Hey guys, Wrestling Rambles 89 back again today with another reaction video. This time I'll be reacting to Stone Cold talking about gifting Triple H a framed Motorhead picture. Now I had no idea about this, no clue about it. I never knew that Austin was even particularly close to Triple H, so I thought, okay, let's react to this. I'm curious about the story and I thought I'd share it with you guys, so without wasting any more time, let's get started.
I was going to mention to Kristen before I left off and we wrapped this thing up was when I was back at the Garden. Like I said, I've been to the Garden in many years. There's a picture that I found, or you and I found together, about a year and a half ago. We were meeting with one of our friends. We're trying to do some redesigning, and the lady is what's she? Interior
designer.
Interior designer. And for some reason, we went into this meeting.
Well, there was an art show in the neighborhood, and so they had all this art that they were getting ready to put out. So,
and you had been there the day before, and you said, "Man, there's all these badass pictures of these musical acts there." And she said, "You just got to see them. They're phenomenal." And I'm thinking, yeah, whatever. So anyway, the next day I go to the meeting with my wife to meet with the designer, and I look at all these pictures. And of course, I'm a big music fan, and I looked at all these. This very famous photographer takes all these pictures, but there was one picture out of all of them, and there were so many famous people in all these different pictures, but the one that just jumped out was this framed picture of Motorhead.
Nice. With
Lemmy and the guys, on either side of him, and the way the light was hitting this picture, it's
a photo.
It's a photograph.
Yeah.
It's a picture. A photographer took it, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's framed up in this old frame, and it's been beaten up a little bit. And I don't know where it was hanging for all these years, because this picture, this photograph is from 2005. Cool. And there was a little card that came with it that said, this is at the Wiltern Theater. And for some reason, because I know that Triple H just is a big Motorhead fan, and he had a close personal relationship with Lemmy.
100%.
And had many conversations together. And Lemmy performed, Triple H's song at WrestleMania 17. And still, to me, that's the greatest entrance. Watching them play that song, listening to them play that song, "We're Motorhead, we're going to kick your ass." And they played for about a minute, and then Paul comes out, and I'll never forget it. And I still watch it every now and then on the network to this day. So this picture just jumps off at me. The way it's lit is just phenomenal. And I told the lady that we were meeting with, I said, "Hey man, what's to do with all these pictures?" So they're going to the art gallery. I said, "Man, does the dude want to sell that picture right there?" And she goes, "I don't know, I'll ask." And it turns out, she goes, "Yeah, he'll sell it." I said, "Okay, well, what is it? How much?" I found out how much. So I said, "I'll take it." So I picked that picture up.
Nice.
Kristen and I did. We put it in the back of the Jeep. And it has been sitting at my house for over a year. I didn't want to mail it. I didn't want it to break. I didn't want it to get crushed.
Makes sense.
When WWE was in town, I was out of town. I was just going to take it to the Staples Center. But I never had a way to get it to Triple H. So finally, when I was going to go to the Garden, I said, "This is my chance to take this picture and hand it to him personally." So I took it to him, and I said, "Hey, man, I found this about a year ago in this meeting, and for some reason, I just knew that you had to have it."
Awesome.
And he was just blown away by it. He absolutely loved it. And Triple H is a very reserved guy. I didn't know what he was going to think.
Yeah.
And it turns out, all these years later, at 2005, he introduced them at that concert that night.
At the Wiltern Theater?
Yes.
Here in L.A.?
Yes.
Huh.
He was there announcing them on stage before they made their entrance.
So weird.
Yeah. So that picture was destined to end up in his hands.
I think so.
And
what a coinkydink.
You told me this. You're like, "Man, you're never going to get that picture to him. Well, why don't you just keep it? It's a cool picture."
It is a cool picture.
It is. And I said, "No, I love it. But I mean, as much as I like Motorhead, they're not my band. They're Triple H's band.
Yeah.
That's his fave." So I said, "He's got to have it." So that's the full circle. After having that damn picture for over a year, its rightful owner, who was destined to be with, was Triple H. And that's the story. He was so over the moon with that picture because he was there and he introduced the band that night.
That's crazy.
So that's history.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really interesting story. Absolutely badass ending. Excuse me. I was not expecting that to actually pick up a picture just on a whim, just on a feeling Austin had, and to turn out Triple H was actually there introducing them. That is one heck of a coincidence to say the least, and just really awesome. And I can't imagine how much more that meant to Triple H. Triple H, as Austin said, massive Motorhead fan, personal friend of Lemmy, so he must have been over the moon with that, because just any picture of Motorhead would have been a badass gift. But yeah, I was hoping the story would be interesting, and it certainly was. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as me. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an upload. I upload new videos like this every single day. This is Wrestling Rambles 89, signing off.